As we celebrate America's 250th birthday this week, our new report aspires to do what no investment report from Wall Street has done in at least a generation. Specifically, we want to be the catalyst that ignites critical thinking among Americans with regards to their finances. Just as two opposing views and bets on a sport outcome cannot both be right, similarly, either Wall Street and America's financial advisors are correct and that history no longer matters, or history and the laws of finance are correct, and Wall Street and American financial advisors have positioned U.S. citizens about as poorly as is possible. When you look at the valuations that are in the marketplace today, are you aware that today the U.S. market is more than 50% higher value than it was at the peak of the dot-com bubble by several metrics? Are you also aware that investors have more exposure to the U.S. stock market than ever before in history? And are you aware that today Americans are using more margin debt to prop up the markets than ever before? This is a dangerous trifecta. And in our report, some of the many topics that we address are history's precedent that stock market will not be attractively valued relative today based on where these metrics stand this summer. Additionally, we delve into 500 ways to blow your money. We talk about specific case studies going back centuries across all the continents and where families who, like Americans today, trusted their governments ended up being crushed financially. It's not that the individuals who serve you for these financial advisors are bad people. We recognize, we hear you, that you like them very much. What we are systematically analyzing is that the positioning these firms have incorporated into your portfolio is conflicted with the $10 trillion, that's T as in Titanic, they have invested in their financial platforms to keep your assets with them, rather than suggesting and guiding you to keep an appropriate percentage of your wealth in physical gold, physical silver held outside of the financial system. None of this is to say that the U.S. markets must crash soon. There are no guarantees in investing that mature investors look for. Investing is about probabilities. And the probabilities are so high now that there is going to be an issue moving forward, that we see our generation's greatest and most successful investors warning Americans to protect themselves and safeguard their assets. In addition to some of the most successful portfolio managers of our day, even Warren Buffett is beginning to speak more positively about gold, and we see his firm notably building a larger cash reserve than they ever have before, contrasting the talking points that they speak to America, saying, remain fully invested. We delve into in our report the history of Buffett's cash builds and what transpired in recent years around their gold acquisition and retreat from that position. We talk about the 1 in 33 million chance that what the U.S. government is doing in terms of monitoring inflation is sincere, and the high probability that what is really happening is that the government is also contributing with its inflation adjustments to artificially elevated stock, bond, and real estate prices. The beautiful part of this is that this also suggests that physical gold and physical silver are artificially cheap, and that as we see foreign countries, particularly in Asia, moving away from the Western pricing of gold and silver, recognize again, this is creating and highlighting the incredible opportunity Americans have to buy metals at what history says will be very attractive prices in the rearview mirror. The objective, again, of our report to get investors to think critically requires almost a miracle. because today, less than 1% of investment advisory accounts have even negligible amounts of gold, let alone an appropriate hedge outside of the financial system with all of its risks. Given the magnitude of this lift, we have titled the report something that is the most contrarian investment idea that we are aware of today. Specifically, the notion that investors are better served to bring God's wisdom into their financial decisions. So we have titled this report, Praised be Jesus, the three most important words in the English language, with the belief that by honoring our Savior, asking Him to pour out wisdom upon you and your families, that as you read this report, the seemingly impossible will occur, and you will be able to understand how to manage your risk. It's not to say you have to sell everything and bunker down for Armageddon. It's just the opposite. The only Armageddon ahead, in all likelihood, is for Wall Street and the advisory business models that are so threatened by our pending debt crisis. What lies ahead for investors who benefit from the wisdom of history are incredible opportunities that we believe are within your reach to position your family literally to prosper for more than a generation. This report is free of charge. We only ask that if it is helpful to you, that you will consider us and give us a chance to earn your business whenever you buy or sell precious metals. God bless, and God bless America.